sometimes I feel like we're so used to trauma. Like, I just had like the image of desensitizing a cat. You know how we have to desensitize a cat when we want to make them house, pets? I feel like that's what society does to us. It's like they desensitize us and make us, they dampen our intuitive abilities so we could coexist, so we can be performative, and it's really getting to a point where I'm starting to question myself and ask myself, like, do I even know what true peace feels like? Even though peace comes from within, I've been desensitized to this traumatic world to the point where I'm like, I feel like I understand what the concept of peace is, but am I truly tapping into an inner peace within myself? Am I truly loving myself? Because I feel like some of the things that I do, there's certain aspects where it's just like, I know, okay, these are the things that you do when you love yourself. But then there are some things where it's just like a gray area, like, especially when it's outside of myself, like just dealing with relationships, whether it's platonic, romantic, or business. Am I taking the actionable steps of what unconditional love looks like for myself? Because before I can unconditionally love something outside of myself, I have to first do it for me. You have so many people who have experienced trauma where they just continuously pass it down from generation to generation because they don't know any better. They haven't experienced anything different. And even though they're doing it to the best of their abilities, it's just like, are you really doing it to the best of your abilities, or are you just going off of what you know and you're not seeking to be able to do better and be better, So I'm asking myself, I'm questioning my own existence in this moment. Like, do you even unconditionally love yourself enough? Immediately the answer was no in my head. Like, no, I'm not loving myself enough. No, I'm not loving myself enough in order to hold space to love somebody else or to build something outside of myself. Like, even with me stepping back into entrepreneurship, the last time that I was in entrepreneurship, I genuinely struggled with the balance between being of service for myself, being in business for myself, and being of service for others. Because there's a very tricky balance to being in business for yourself and being of service for others, or having something to sell for others. It gets to a point where you're so busy trying to build your vision into reality that you start to lose yourself. And then once you actually get what it is you've been looking for, you no longer have the wholeness and the peace within yourself because you've given it out as a sacrifice for the success. And I'm just at this point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to have to, like, I understand that some sacrifices are necessary, but there are just some things that are non-negotiable for me, and no matter how we try to dress it up, no matter how we try to spin it around, we're still having to play the game. And I just had this reminder where they were like, once you become aware, once you become woke, that's not your excuse to cop out of life or stop participating in society. It's actually a cheat code, because once you become woke, you become aware to who you really are, and you start having the accessibility to tap into the deep wisdom and knowledge of our ancestors and other people's, livelihood, just seeing the patterns and breaking cycles, and the awareness itself is a gift. The awareness itself is I just see like a key entering a door, to unlock what it is you are wanting to manifest into this world. And even though walking through that threshold requires you leaving some people behind, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to lose yourself. You have to lose those connections. It's simply ascending to a higher frequency in order to embody the capacity of what it is you're trying to call in, what it is you are literally attracting to and is attracted to you back. It's a delicate balance. And as someone, and it's like as long as I've been aware, there's so many levels and layers to the awareness, to the healing. Like, I genuinely understand when they say, like, it's never done, it's never over. You're always constantly going to be, going through this cycle of death and rebirth, of loss and gain, of sacrificing and manifestations. Spirit just told me sometimes you have to change your perspective of seeing certain things as a sacrifice and actually seeing it as liberation. Like, you're not sacrificing this thing, you're freeing yourself from it, so it no longer belongs to you, and you can release it back into the ethers, the world in whence it came, and then allow that energy to be transmuted and transformed into something that was probably better, once you've released it. I just got this message in my mind of, when you hear somebody say, oh, I planted the seed, and even though I may not be able to bear the fruit that it grows, at least I know that this seed is planted. And when you liberate yourself, when you go through the process of releasing something that is no longer serving you, understand that the time that you spent with it, whether it was a seed planted or something that was watered in your presence, understand that the time that you spent with it was still worth it, because you're able to advance and grow both pieces of whatever it is that needs to be liberated in your experience has evolved just off of the experience. And that's why I love having the concept of there's never any time wasted, because there's always work being done. And I'm learning to enjoy the process and not feel depressed about being in the process, like enjoying it as I'm in it instead of trying to get through it and then just enjoying the end result. Like, no, you have to be happy all the way through. You just like with the entrepreneurship concept of, being in business for yourself and being of service for others. Like, you have to make sure that your happiness is preserved throughout the entire process, because if you don't, then you risk the reward being sullied by your negligence. You were negligent in taking care of your spirit, your body, and your soul, your mind. You were negligent in making sure that your needs were met. You were negligent in having the time of day where you can decompress and practice awareness and be attuned and meditate on your experiences. Like, all of these pieces are so very critical. And just as quick as the sun rises, it sets, and just as quick as the moon waxes, it wanes. So it's just like you have to get into your own cycle of where everything is being tended to and nurtured and watered and planted, however you want to articulate this situation in your life. So once you do get the things that you are calling into this reality, once you do see your manifestations come to fruition, you yourself are in a space where you can receive it fully and wholeheartedly without there being some type of grudge or what if or resentment, because you've had to sacrifice or you've had to liberate yourself from things along the way. Or the other concept was being upset because it wasn't what you thought it would be because you neglected yourself. Not me tearing up a little bit. Not me tearing up a little bit. Because this is really something that is just deep on my spirit. Now, it's like I've been living this life, and I almost wanted to say living a lie. I've been living this life just doing what I felt is right, doing what, I thought was love. Like, when we choose entrepreneurship, it is a version of us choosing love over self-preservation. And when we don't preserve ourselves, when we don't take our own self into consideration when we're making these decisions, it's almost like we live a lie. Because we thought we were doing it out of love, we thought we were doing it out of care, but we were actually doing it for the benefit. There has to be boundaries in place. There has to be walls and restrictions, non-negotiables in this life. And your soul, your spirit, that is a non-negotiable. Off the top. Your relationship with self, your relationship and being in tune and aware of everything that's going on around you, the divine. It's so important. It's our life force energy. And it's like once you get people hooked onto your life force energy and they're not able to reciprocate it back, whether it be monetary or with their time of day, with their presence, I don't care. If they're not able to reciprocate it back to you, you have to liberate yourself from it. It's not worth it. It doesn't even become worth it because you lose yourself, because it starts draining your life force energy, and if you're not taking the time to do the work to balance out that energy, to get your own spirit, your own chakras back in alignment in order to continue to, because we are, at the end of the day, we're conduits of energy, and we have the capacity to open ourselves up for divine life force energy to flow through us and reinstill us once it's been drained from us. But if we are not actively doing the practice or taking the time or making it an obligation, a non-negotiable, you lose yourself. And then it gets to the point where you're drained to where you don't even have the capacity to stop it. Unless you just completely pull the plug and flatline everything. And I feel like that's what I've had to do at least twice in my life. pull the plug, because I know that I'm a conduit of energy. I know this about myself. And I'm always trying to give out good energy and unconditional love and not passing judgment and constantly holding space to the point where I genuinely lose myself because I'm not doing the other part of it's almost like I built myself up just to give myself away, just to pull the plug and rebuild myself up. Then I go back out into society and I give it all away and then I pull the plug in. It's like this vicious cycle that I've put myself in, being in entrepreneurship specifically, where I become everything that everybody else needs, but nothing of what I need for myself. My spirit, I hear the voices like, you better say it, girl. You better, we glad that you see it. We glad you see it. And at this point in my life, I do not want to have to pull the plug anymore. I genuinely just want to ebb and flow. I genuinely just want to get to a flow state where I don't have to completely detach myself. I can simply exist and allow whoever comes around that's worthy and reciprocal to exchange with me. But if they are not willing, or if they don't have the capacity to, then I have to do what is necessary to protect myself and discontinue exchanging energy, whether it be platonic, romantic, or business. Because nobody else is going to take care of my spirit how I'm going to take care of my spirit. And if I'm not taking care of my spirit, nobody else is going to see it as important. Well, shit, I didn't know that you even wanted that. Because you weren't even doing it for yourself. So how could you want me to do something for you if you're not willing to do it for yourself? These are the boundaries that you have to set in place. I almost said my name. Talking to myself. But I'm grateful for the journey. I'm so very grateful for all of the connections and love and light and positive energy that I have sent out into this universe. And I know that the Most High, I know that the way that energy works is going to be transmuted and transformed for my highest good. And I know and I can appreciate the stillness, the pause, as I stay present and open to receive. If I try to fill my time with external validation from this world, I'll never be open enough to receive the blessings, the divine excellence that is at my fingertips, ready to my whole thought process just stopped in that moment. Because that's what would stop. I just heard your life will end. If you don't do those things, you won't have a life to live. You would just be living for others. And I most definitely want to live for myself. I want this life to be for me and my kid. Don't really care about anybody else as much as I care about me and my boy. So it's like I can't begin to live for other people because I have to live for myself. And I I always used to say, I wish there was a me for me. I wish I had a me for me sometimes, because I know how I would take care of things. I know how I would love on my family. I know how I would get things done and make sure things are in order. I know how I am. I know how I would nurture myself. I know how I would just choose to be towards other people. Like, I remember my ex, I didn't like how he was to other people. I liked how he was to me, to a degree. But I couldn't stand how he was to other people. And then he turned around and turned into that person that he was to other people, to me. And that's what happens. People will show you what they need to show you in order to have access to you until they can't keep that mask on anymore, until they no longer have the momentum to keep up with your genuine pace. They're over here working overtime trying to keep up with you, trying to stay in alignment with your energy, and you're just existing. There's no real effort. And then the moment that you start putting in effort, oh, they can't keep up. Because they could barely keep up when you wasn't trying. So, I say that to say this. Stop seeking external validation from the world and just open yourself up to receive it. Open yourself up to receive it. Keep your spirits and your energy balanced and high. Constantly ascending. Constantly evolving. Like a little Pokemon. I just heard Pikachu, I choose you. And then once you embody that, everything that's for you will be attracted to you. Without any effort. But then you start putting in some effort. And watch. Just watch. There's no need to go and seek. Just be still, be present, and just watch how divinely orchestrated everything is. Because it's all orchestrated. Your life, your reality is orchestrated based off of your energy. It's your energy that's creating the reality that you see right now. So if you don't like what you see, then there's something about you that you don't like. And until you begin to love yourself unconditionally, like we were talking about in the beginning of this video, like you start to realize, I don't think I'm really at the capacity of what I could be. Once you begin having that self-awareness of how you're conducting yourself in this society, and you begin to like who you are, things will begin to change. I love you. I'm proud of you. I exalt you. You are worthy. You are capable. You are divine. Love, peace, and bliss. Oh, wait, no. I seen this mudra the other day. Hold on. This is a mudra. So, love, peace, and bliss.